Peace. This is Wise Words Media back at y'all for another round. And fight fans, we got to call a spade, man. Over here, Wise Words Media, I do what old media doesn't do, what false media doesn't do. I call them out. Canelo, overrated. Triple G, overrated. Tyson Fury, overrated. And now, Tank Davis is officially on the hot seat. It's time for Tank Davis to show and prove. Give us fight fans the fights we want to see. If not, you know, you can continue. This could be a hustle for you. Go ahead. This could be a hustle for you. It's great, man. You taking care of your family, taking care of your kids. It's a beautiful thing. You know, this is a great hustle. But it's time to start taking this man or start demoting him off those pound for pound lists if he don't start giving us the fights that we want to see. You know, and now Tank Davis is starting to lash out at certain people for actually asking for these fights that he's supposed to be up in arms for, that he's supposed to be excited for and engaging in. Former Floyd Mayweather fighter Ishii Smith took to Twitter and he stated that he wanted to see, and this is of course after the Devin Haney landslide over Regis Prograis, that he wanted to see Haney versus Tank Davis. Tank replied to him, and this is again a guy that was under Floyd Mayweather, so he knows Tank personally. Tank replied to him, stay on that side. So in other words, just because Ishii Smith said he wanted to see Tank fight Devin Haney as a fight fan, now you saying that he's picking sides? It's not about picking sides. It's about, if you say that you're great, or if the people are claiming that you're great, you have to show and prove the greatness. That's all Ishii Smith was saying. Tank Davis' energy has been way off. And it's just like Devin Haney said. Every time Devin Haney or Tank Davis has a fight lined up, that's when Tank Davis starts talking about, yeah, I'm fighting Devin Haney next. But as soon as Devin is free, and Devin goes back to the drawing boards to see who's the next opponent, all of a sudden, Tank Davis disappears, the energy goes away, he's no longer talking anymore. What happened on that joint, on that interview where he was like, Devin Haney is an email champion. They never did that before. They emailed him the belt. He said he wanted to fight Devin Haney next. What happened? Devin Haney goes on to win his fight. Tank Davis stopped talking. Suddenly, all of a sudden. Then, Tank Davis, he said after Ryan Garcia and after Hector Garcia last year, he said after Ryan, which was in April, he said after Ryan, he only wants 2 fights. He wants Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney. Devin Haney, as the undisputed champion at 135 for over a year, Devin Haney held all 4 belts. One of those belts was the WBO, which Tank Davis was the mandatory for. Last year, Devin Haney got tired of Tank's talk and said, Tank, he simply put it out there for all of us. He said, Tank Davis is the WBO regular champion. All he has to do is activate his mandatory because he's their #1 contender. All he has to do is activate his mandatory and the fight is on. So that right there, Devin put the ball in Tank Davis' hands. What are you going to do? And Tank Davis shot an air ball. All he did was go radio silent. You ain't hear no more Devin Haney talk after that. Once Devin Haney was said, all he got to do is activate his mandatory. And he never did it. Devin Haney had to relinquish all 4 belts because he's staying at 140. The whole time, for over a year, Devin Haney had the WBO title, and Tank Davis refused to activate that mandatory. Come on, man. It's time to call a spade, man. I would be a hypocrite if I'm up here talking about Canelo, Triple G, Tyson Fury, but I'm not talking about Tank Davis. Because I like Tank? Nah, man. Gotta call this man out, man. Enough with the talking. Floyd Mayweather himself was in an interview, and he said last year, he said something like, Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney need to worry about them. They can fight each other. They need to worry about them. Leave Tank alone. We gonna do us. So even just saying that made it seem like there was zero interest from the Tank Davis camp to take either fight with Shakur or Devin Haney. So then you got to ask yourself, who is it that Tank Davis has fought? When you think about it, who has he fought? When has Tank Davis gone into a fight where you're like, yo, this is a real 50-50 fight? This fight could go either way. When? Or even slightly. Please don't say Ryan Garcia, because Ryan Garcia had so many holes in his game. He's looking a little better now with Derek James. But Ryan Garcia had a lot of holes in his game because he ran the show. Like Joe Goosen said, when I heard that, I'll never forget it. Joe Goosen said, you don't train Ryan Garcia. You're there accompanying him. How are you the head trainer of a young developing fighter and you say that? He was in it for a paycheck. He wasn't in it to develop Ryan Garcia. So now Ryan Garcia actually has a good trainer in Derek James, and you're starting to see he looked a little better this fight. But Ryan Garcia had plenty of holes in his game. In fact, that energy that Tank Davis had to fight Ryan Garcia for years, you're not seeing that same energy with Tank Davis when it comes to Devin Haney. Because when it came to Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis was like, yeah, I want that fight. He forced Leonard Ellerbe and Floyd Mayweather to make that fight. He was like, no, I want that fight next. That's the fight I want. He made it his business to fight Ryan Garcia. And he pushed and pushed until there was nowhere to go. They had to make that fight. So he got the Ryan Garcia fight because he pushed his way into that fight. He pushed that situation to happen. But where's that same energy when it comes to Devin Haney? Why is he not pursuing this Devin Haney fight? Devin Haney actually moved up in weight for the first time at 140 pounds, and he rehydrated 25 pounds the following day. 25 pounds. So that means that he not only can make 140 very comfortably, he could even make 147 comfortably. So he's at 140, healthy, full of energy. In fact, the man was walking into the arena last Saturday eating a sandwich just to show you, oh yeah, I'm good. I'm feeling great. And because he felt so good, the power was there. And he was able to knock down Regis. For somebody that's supposed to be pillow-fisted, just look at Regis Prograis' face. Look at Lomachenko's face. Look at Kambosos after these fights. For somebody that's pillow-fisted. But anyway, he knocks down the bigger Regis Prograis, who's been at 140 and can easily go to 147. He's knocked them down. But pardon me, that was a call. He knocked them down. So now you're looking at Tank Davis sees that, and Tank Davis says, oh, we got to take that snack stuff out of boxing. Snack, which is SNAC, is a company that specializes in strength and conditioning. And yes, the owner of Snack is a bit controversial, is Victor Conte, who had some controversy with Balco back in the day. If you want to look up Balco, B-A-L-C-O, if you want to look that up, he got into some trouble back then with like MLB players, but he's doing this Snack thing, and a lot of fighters are going to Snack for strength and conditioning. And, you know, now Tank Davis, because Devin Haney looked good and he knocked down Regis Prograis, he said, man, we got to get that Snack stuff out of here. So he's pretty much trying to say that Devin Haney's a dirty fighter, that he's unclean. Meanwhile, Devin Haney constantly gets VADA testing. He constantly gets VADA testing, constantly tests himself for performance-enhancing drugs, and he's clean. He's a clean fighter. He randomly gets tested, and he's a clean fighter. But Tank is alluding to him using steroids just because he looked good in the weight that he's supposed to be in. So Tank the whole energy is different when it comes to Devin Haney as opposed to Ryan Garcia. It even gets worse. Just yesterday, Eddie Hearn, who is the chairman of DAZN, he's working with Devin Haney because Devin Haney's back on DAZN. He reaches out to Tank Davis and says, "Let's talk," with exclamation points. And Tank Davis simply said, "No." No? You don't even want to talk? You don't even want to hear how much is an offer for a fight with Devin Haney? You don't even want to know if you're the A side, if they're willing to give you X amount of money, have the fight where you want it? You don't even want to hear nothing? No? Come on, man. That energy is completely different than the energy he had when it came to Ryan Garcia. Completely different. Even worse, his trainer, Calvin Ford, said, he said, "How about this? I dare you guys," talking about Devin Haney and Bill Haney, "I dare you go the whole 2024 without saying Tank's name." The whole 2024 without saying Tank's name? Isn't this boxing? Isn't this professional boxing where the best is supposed to take on the best? But you don't even want them to say Tank's name? Disgusting, B. This is disgusting. This is why now we got to put you, Tank Davis, on that hot seat, baby. You got to go on that hot seat because you got guys like Devin Haney that's moving up and taking on the king of the hill. And then he left the division taking on arguably the best guy that's left there between him, Shakur, and yourself, Tank Davis. So he took on one of the best before he left, and he went straight up to another division and took on one of the best there. So what are we talking about here? Don't say Tank's. I dare you not to say Tank's name for the whole 2024. Come on, man. This is professional boxing, man. Again, if you want to make this a hustle and, you know, just make enough, which is a beautiful thing. You're able to provide for yourself, your family. Beautiful thing. Give them a life that people dream of. Do your thing. But we're not buying it no more. We're not going to be buying these pay-per-views to see you fight cab drivers. I'm not paying for you to watch you fight somebody that does Uber Eats on the side. I'm not doing it no more. So it's time, man. He either got to take the Shakur Stevenson. There's plenty of fights out there for Tank Davis right now because Devin Haney relinquished all 4 belts because he's staying at 140. So now you got all 4 major belts on the line at the 135-pound division. You got Kambosos and Lomachenko that are supposed to be fighting for one of the belts. I believe it's the IBF, if I'm not mistaken. They're fighting for one of those belts. You got Shakur Stevenson and 3 other belts that you could fight for. So let's see. What's his move? This year, 2024, no more fights where you the heavy favorite. If we gonna start claiming Tank is one of the best in the sport, it's time, man. It's time to start giving us those fights. If you're the face of boxing, you gotta give us these fights that will state that claim that you are the face of boxing. If not, man, there's a new sheriff in town, man. And you know, it's either gonna be Devin Haney or Shakur Stevenson, because those are the 2 brothers that if they say somebody's name, you damn sure gonna see them fight somebody. I mean, we still in Terrence Crawford time, but I'm talking about moving into the future, that next generation, that future crop. Only 2 dudes that they say your name, they coming for you, is Dev and Shakur. That's all I got for now. I'm Wise for Wise Words Media. Peace.